Morning Brew with Friends, and we have a packed house this morning. This is awesome. We got Jenny Nagin, a volunteer board president of the Holocaust and Intolerance Museum, with Harold Foley and Richard Lawrence here this morning. We got Art De La Cruz from Bernalillo County. We got Dr. Farhan Tahizadeh, the owner of Mexico Facial Plastics, with Jordan Ortega. They're going to give me a facial this morning. And Chef James Campbell Caruso and Danny Lopez from the Hotel Endo is going to teach us all about how to taste sherry. And we have Brian Rubo from the Albuquerque Downs, all on the Morning Brew with Friends. We're here with Jenny. This is a packed house this morning. I love seeing all these people in the green room here at the Brew, right?
Yeah.
It's great fun.
This ungodly time.
Right. It's early in the morning, but it's not bad for us. We enjoy being up like this in the mornings. It's great fun. And you're handing out these awesome little buttons this morning. The no hate buttons.
No hate. That's what we're about.
I think everybody here has one already. It's great. But we're going to kick it off this morning with some headlines that are brought to us by our friends at Tony and Guy Hairdressing Academy. And this isn't normally the kind of thing we talk about in the Morning Brew, but it is John Bones Jones. And you weren't really familiar with the name earlier, were you?
Well, not till you reminded me.
That he was the world champion.
Yeah.
And he's an MMA fighter. And this is just the weird stuff that happens in Albuquerque sometimes. And he was there he is in Bernalillo County Metro Court, world famous fighter. Like, this guy is as big time as it gets in the MMA world. And he was scheduled to fight for the world championship in just a couple of weeks. But he has been suspended and everything because of a hit and run accident on Sunday morning.
Saw that.
And it is just a fascinating thing that only happens in Albuquerque, I think. And can't wait to see how it all kind of unfolds. But it's just interesting that it happens here. He's in town training. You know, the Albuquerque is a big spot for MMA fighters because it's a high altitude training facility for a lot of these guys. So it's a perfect spot for these guys to train at. And the Winklejohn, it's the Jackson Winklejohn facility where he trains. But there's some more awesome sports news coming out of New Mexico that is just, I'm thrilled about this. Did you know that a Santa Fe resident won the Boston Marathon?
Saw that.
How great was that? Caroline Rotich, and this is unbelievable to me. 2 hours and 24 minutes to run 26 miles. That's more than like 12 miles an hour on foot. I can't believe people do this. For like 2.5 hours, she's running. It's unbelievable. They had a big parade yesterday in Santa Fe, though. Something like 2,000 people came out. She got to ride a vintage fire truck all the way through town. I love that. And though there may be some stuff like John Bones Jones, I think New Mexico should be proud of our people like Caroline, who are just crushing it on the world stage. That's just so amazing, especially in a year like this at the Boston Marathon, you know. This is interesting, too. There was a local success story, a company called Tricor, and they are merging with another company. This is really interesting to me. Tricor is a nonprofit, and they've been able to give back and do a lot for the community. They work with the Running Start for Careers program, bring in a lot of students, you know. But now they're merging with a company called the Rhodes Group, and they're an IT company. So everybody's now trying to figure out, how did that happen, and are we going to keep Tricor? Are we going to keep all the nonprofits they were doing? We don't know yet. It should be an interesting thing to see. And then this is something I think is just we should be really proud of, and you guys probably see this every day at the museum. Albuquerque was named the 9th friendliest city in the nation by Travel and Leisure magazine. How awesome is that?
It's true.
Right?
It's
at the museum, you guys are friendly.
We're friendly, and you know, people say that Albuquerque is the only city where you go into a store to buy something.
Right.
If they don't have it, they tell you where to go to find it.
Right. They don't just leave you hanging, right?
Okay.
And we beat New Orleans and Austin were the number one and number 2 most friendly cities in the nation. But Albuquerque came in 9th. This says because we have low noise, great weather, and we have a relaxed vibe. I like that. I think we have that here on the Morning Brew, right? Mm-hmm. Right? We can just relax and kick it. And then finally in the headlines we have, this is an interesting one too, the AAA does its annual survey of gas prices, you know, and what to expect. And Albuquerque's gas prices are expected to go up 10 cents this summer. And although we're still at like record lows, but 10 cents more for gas prices this year. So I might put my road trip on hold. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go downtown and go to the museum, right?
Thank you. Glad to have you.
Right. We'll be back in a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew with Friends. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything going on at the Holocaust and Intolerance Museum downtown in just a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew with Friends.